Hello friends, welcome back to another day, another video. We are doing, oh, Jesus, I didn't see that little bump there. Caught me by surprise. We are heading into the Starbucks drive-thru. We are trying a drink from TikTok today that is supposedly very good. I just took a screenshot here so I can order it for you guys. A lot of people commented and said, Kim, the drive-through part of these type of videos are very necessary. You cannot cut it out. So I made sure that we started the camera early. Let me order.
Hi, Starbucks, what is your pizza?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
What's your pizza?
Can I have a venti strawberry acai refresher
Gotcha.
with 3 extra scoops of strawberry, and then 3 extra scoops of berries,
Gotcha.
and blended,
Alright.
and that's it.
That's gonna be $4.95 for the extra one.
Okay, thank you. Whenever I order complicated drinks, I get very scared that I'm being too extra and I'm annoying the baristas. Oh wait, let me put on my mask. Put on my mask real quick. Get my up on.
Hi, $4.95.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Here you go.
Thank you so much. Oh, it's pretty. It looks so pretty. We're gonna find parking. I'm like, oh, this drink is cold. On TikTok, what am I saying? On TikTok, the drink was like a really bright red, but the one I have is like a light red color. Hopefully it was made right. Hopefully. Ooh, so pretty, you guys. Let me park the car, lock my car. We have like a routine every time we do this, don't we? Move this back. This is the drink. Okay, let me try the drink first. Bonappetitties. Wait. Ooh. I feel like it's missing something. I feel like it's missing some sweetener. Because right now, I think with all the ice blended, maybe it took away from the sweetness. It's still pretty good though. I like it. I like it a lot. Today, we are doing another episode of Sit and Sip where we sit and sip and hang out with you in the car. I feel like we're always in this parking lot. Do you guys kind of feel like this is like our new home? Like we're always in this parking area? Today, we are doing it a little bit earlier. So hopefully, every time I do this, I feel like the sun is setting. And then by the time I'm finished with this video, it's like super dark outside. I wish I could get more light this way, but this is like the best that we can do right now. In the last video, I asked you guys to ask questions. You guys know I do a giveaway in every single one of these videos. In order to enter today's giveaway for today's video, make sure you guys leave a question down below. Maybe your question will get chosen for the next Sit and Sip. And then also follow me on Instagram, subscribe to my channel, which is this one, and then subscribe to my other channel. I'll have it all linked down below for you guys. Please also add your Instagram name when you ask the question. I want to check out your Instagram and support you in any way that I can. I know a lot of you guys own small businesses and I try to support you as much as I can because I think it is so badass that you guys are just like out there making your dreams come true. Because let me just tell you, I've been wanting to start a small business and your girl's been scared shitless. So I've been learning a lot from you guys. So thank you so much for messaging me and just all the encouragement and giving me so much advice. Especially lately with this whole like home buying process. Right now we're trying to figure out like what to do with the backyard, and you guys have been giving us so much advice and we appreciate it so much. So thank you for being just great friends to Carlos and I and our dogs and loving our friends and family. It means a lot. So we are going to go to the last video and let's answer some questions. Let's hang out today. Let's chit chat. Let's have a little, heart to heart. We need a little bit of this once a week. I feel like we live in this generation where social media can really take over our minds, and I think it's really important now I'm going on a rant. But I think it's really important, one, to follow people on social media that make you feel good about yourself and inspire you to do great things. Never follow people that make you feel like you need to be someone else or that you just can't be happy or love the way that you are. I definitely learned that the hard way. I have unfollowed so many people, and trust me, when you're scrolling, it feels so much better. So we're gonna go to the last video that we did, which was a week ago, and we are going to answer some questions. Let's see what they are, shall we? Okay, we're gonna try to go through these quicker than usual. I feel like in my previous videos, I really took time and just like vented and like talked about life with you guys, but I do want to get through as many questions as possible. So let's really try. Kim, stay focused. Let's stay focused. Let's take another sip of this. You know what? Sometimes I hate getting blended drinks because then all the juice goes to the bottom. So when I'm taking a sip of this, all I get is just plain ice. I could put a straw in, but I'm trying not to use too many straws. But anywho, let's get started. What is one thing you tell yourself when you were younger? Ooh, let's see. I think one thing that I would tell myself if I could go back in time and talk to my younger self, I would definitely tell her to love who she is. That it doesn't matter what other people say about her. Other people's opinions about her is really none of her business. And just be more confident in myself. I feel like I didn't really have a lot of confidence growing up. I tried really hard to fit in at school. I was definitely that kid that like, if I saw girls had like Ugg boots, I made sure like my mom went and bought me Ugg boots. And I'm pretty sure that's typical with a lot of teenagers. You know, you just have so much pressure being at school. And I think one of the pressures I had was growing up, I was surrounded by so many white friends. The majority of the population in the town that I grew up with was mostly Caucasian. So I wanted so badly to fit in and be a part of their group and just them to look at me differently. And I think that's why like I wasn't proud of being Asian and like didn't want to talk about being Vietnamese. I was not proud of where I came from. So I think if I could go back and talk to my younger self, I would just encourage her to realize how beautiful she is and encourage her to be proud of who she is and where she comes from, and realizes that being different is so amazing and so beautiful. And how amazing is it that in a small town you stick out instead of trying to blend in. It's better to stick out. But I think when you're trying to tell a teenage girl that who's going through so many hormone changes and puberty, it's hard to kind of understand at that age. But now that I'm older, I definitely appreciate who I am more. Caitlin asks, what was the hardest part of starting a YouTube channel? I've always wanted to start one, but have been scared to. I think the hardest thing about starting a YouTube channel is just getting yourself to start. A lot of people always ask me, what advice do you have to start a YouTube channel? I'm very scared. I'm nervous. I don't know like the outcome. I don't know what's gonna happen. And I think my biggest advice and the only advice that I can give you is just do it. You know, just go out there and upload your first video. It does not need to be perfect. Don't feel this pressure that you need these expensive cameras, these expensive lenses, these expensive lighting and equipment. A lot of YouTubers that have a lot of success on YouTube started out with pretty much nothing. Something that I love doing on YouTube with accounts that I love is going onto their channel and checking out their very first video. When you check out a YouTuber's first video, you really start to see the journey from beginning to end. Because a lot of the times people watch YouTube and they see automatic success and they don't see the journey that someone took in order to get to where they are now. And so I think the hardest part about starting a YouTube channel is really just building up the courage to start. But once you start and you get going, it feels absolutely amazing. But I would have to say, find your passion, stay very focused of what your purpose online is. You have such a huge platform. You have this ability online to reach out and influence so many people. Make sure you stay true to who you are and stay focused, and at the end of the day, share what it is, the message that you want to share with people all over the world. I think that is really important. But don't be scared, just start it. You really never know. I started my YouTube for fun back in 2014 because I was unmotivated with school. I had just changed my major. I didn't really know what I was doing with my life. I just knew at the time in 2014 that I loved makeup and that's all I wanted to do. And I started uploading makeup tutorials for fun. I really didn't have anything. I was borrowing my brother's Nikon camera at the time. The camera wasn't even that great. I think it was like a $200 camera, which $200 is expensive, but in the camera world, it was not like a super great camera. It was just like a basic camera that could get me by. And my backdrop was a bed sheet, and I just like hung it over a clothing rack, and I used all the makeup that I had at the time. Your girl didn't have any money to be going to Sephora and Ulta and buying all this makeup, and you know, in order to review makeup, you have to invest and buy these things in order to review them. And at the time, I only had like a few things, so I just did all that I could. And looking back now, it's just crazy to see where my YouTube career has gone. So you can do it. Like, I believe in you guys. If you have a vision and you can see yourself doing something, work hard for it and it'll happen. When are you going to do another meet and greet? I have not thought about a meet and greet in a very long time. The last time I had a meet and greet was all the way back in September of 2018 at South Coast Plaza, and that was my last one. Meet and greets freak me out. They make me very anxious, but I love doing them because I love meeting my subscribers. But the days leading up to it, oh my gosh, I can't even tell you. I get super nervous, but I do really want to do one soon. But with the whole COVID-19 happening, I don't think it's happening anytime this year or next year, but we will see. You guys will be the first one. If there's ever an opportunity where I think a meet and greet is very, I guess not appropriate, but it would benefit the both of us. Like maybe it's in like a town where most of my subscribers are, or it's in a really nice place that we can host it. I definitely will let you guys know. You will be the first one to know. I think it'll be really cool to meet you guys. Your life has changed immensely and I'm so happy for you. Thank you, Rai. Do you have one thing you regret and one thing that you're so thankful it happens? I'm just gonna say what just came to the top of my head because I feel like that's the most genuine and honest answer. The one thing that I'm very thankful for, I feel like I have a few things. Okay, things that I'm very thankful for. One, I'm very thankful that I had a chance to work at Urban Decay on their social media team because it was a blessing in disguise. Working in a corporate world made me realize how much I loved working for myself and how much I love being self-employed and how much I love making YouTube videos. Because being on the social media team, I had a chance to sit in to a lot of the meetings. I had a chance to see how Urban Decay runs their social media, and I learned a lot working there for a little bit. And when I was working there and I was sitting in these meetings and they're talking about working with different YouTubers on makeup tutorials and paying so-and-so to do this and sending so-and-so here and there and all over the place basically. I sat there and I was like, wait, I can do that. Like, why am I not chasing something that I love? Rather, I'm being scared and kind of following society's norm by getting this corporate job. I mean, is it bad to get a corporate job? No. Anybody would have died to work for Urban Decay on their social media team. Urban Decay had the best team ever. The people that I worked with were so nice, and each one of them taught me so much in the amount of time that I worked there, and everybody was absolutely amazing, but it just wasn't for me. I had already found my passion, and instead of chasing it and believing it in myself, I questioned myself and followed society's pressure to get a 9-to-5 after college. And there's nothing wrong with a 9-to-5 after college. If I wasn't doing YouTube, that Urban Decay job was my dream job. I loved it. It was 100%. But because I got a taste of what it's like to kind of build something from the ground up, I felt like I still had a few more things I wanted to accomplish. I still felt like I had more to do with my life and my career and chase bigger dreams. But that is something that I'm thankful for, because working at Urban Decay really made me realize how much I valued being a YouTuber and how much I loved making YouTube videos. I'm very thankful that I even started a YouTube channel. That is something that till this day, if I would have never done YouTube, I don't think my life would be the way it is now. And then things that I regret, I guess when it comes to regrets, it's hard because I can sit here and be like, I regret saying this and doing this and being immature and maybe reacting wrong on social media or saying the wrong things. But at the same time, those regrets I would never take back because they all taught me something and they've all made me into the person I am. If I don't make mistakes, I'm never going to be able to learn and grow as a person. And as much as we all try to be perfect and, try to make the right choices, but we have to admit that all the wrong choices really do lead to being the right person. So I don't know, at the end of the day, regrets are regrets, but I'm very thankful that I have gone through ups and downs in my life because it's all taught me something. If you had to choose either crawfish or pork belly for the rest of your life, what would you pick? I would probably choose pork belly because I'm being logical right now. Pork belly would keep me full. It would feed me. I could pair it with different things every day. Crawfish meat is so small, it wouldn't keep me full. So I would definitely choose pork belly. Do you see yourself continuing your YouTube channel career for a long time? Does it ever seem like too much or too hard to handle? I do see myself doing it for a while. As long as it makes me happy, I will continue doing it. But the moment I feel that it's kind of unbalanced and YouTube is a little bit lower on my spectrum, I'll start letting it go a little bit more. But as of right now, I love YouTube. It's my main job. I love doing it. It doesn't feel like a job at all. I feel like when you are doing something that you love, you never really feel like you're working. And that is the best feeling in the whole entire world. When you wake up every day and you're like, I get to do something that I love. That is the feeling that I hope everybody in the world gets to feel, because it's amazing. And it took me a while to get here, because for a while, even though I've been doing YouTube for 6 years, I could honestly tell you I didn't start feeling this way until probably the last year and a half, the last 2 years, because I really questioned and doubted myself the first few years of YouTube. I didn't think I was good enough to be doing this for a while. So I think just building confidence in myself and really believing in myself really helped the journey. But I can see myself doing this for a while. As long as it makes me happy, I can really see myself growing with you guys. I mean, showing you guys my world and eventually being a mom and, you know, being a parent with Carlos and having our kids and raising our kids. And it's been really fun sharing all of my growth and journey ever since I was 21 to now. I'm turning 27 in 3 weeks. So I've been on YouTube for a while. And so I feel like I can do it for a few more years, as long as it makes me happy, as long as possible, but as long as it makes me happy. And does it ever feel like it's too much or too hard to handle? Definitely. I feel like whenever you own your own business or you're self-employed, there are going to be days that you wake up and you're just like, fuck, today is just not the day. Like, there are days I wake up that I'm in a bad mood. Maybe I read some comments that were like completely fucked up. I mean, people are just so mean on the internet. You know the internet these days. Like, I'm so grateful that I grew up without social media. I was born in 93, so growing up, I mean, I remember elementary school. The most hype thing in elementary school was AIM, or AIM, where you chat with friends. And then in middle school, it was MySpace and Facebook. But social media was not like the way it is now. Like, I didn't feel like I needed to be anybody, I guess. Social media now, I feel like there's so much influence in the social media world that, you know, young boys and girls out there are feeling the need to act older than they are, dressed older than they are, and just, you know, be something they're not. And I feel like when I look at some, not all of them, but sometimes when I feel like I look at some teenagers, I'm like, where's the childhood, you know? Like when Brooke, my best friend Brooke, when Brooke and I were growing up, teenage years, do kids still go to the movie theaters and, like, I don't know, walk up to the top of the world at night and look at the sunset? Like, do kids get ice cream? Things like that. I feel like kids grow up so fast these days, and it's because of the influence of the media and social media and all these big people in the social media world. So anywho, that was another rant that I went on. I don't know how I got there. But to answer your question, yes, it does feel like it's hard sometimes to handle, but it comes with the territory. And you know what? One bad day doesn't mean a bad life. So I have a bad day, I sleep on it, I get up the next day, it's a brand new start. You know what? If I can change it, I'll change it, and if I can't change it, I'll let it go. How do you make friends? I've always had trouble making deep friendship connections. How would I say this? I am somebody who's very private, so I have a hard time letting people pass a certain border. And so I can straight up tell you, I have 3 people in my life that I count as my best friends. I share my deepest secrets with. I trust them with my life. I know they would never turn their back on me. Like, I 100% have love and just faith in them. And that's my boyfriend Carlos, my best friend since I was 11 years old, Brooke, and Michelle, who I've been friends with for 6 years. Those are the 3 people that are my ride and die. I love them. I would do anything for them, and I 100% know vice versa. They would do the same for me. I also have a hard time making friends because I don't trust people easily, and also not every day you wake up and make a friend like Michelle, where you have like this deep connection and you just feel like you're sisters and you have this vibe. I feel like a lot of the time people comment and say, oh, you and Michelle have the type of friendship that people die for, and it's so rare to come across in life. And I 100% agree. I have gone through so many friendships growing up, but Brooke always remained my childhood best friend, and Michelle always remains my friends, or one of my friend. And I have gone through so many friendships where you think you can trust them, and then they either backstab you or turn around and do something and you lose their trust, and you're like, shit, you weren't a good friend in the first place. I just feel like people are hard to trust, and as I got older, I realized that having a few friends is better than having a lot of friends that you don't trust or are never there for you. It's just, if you are young and you're watching right now, I know it's like the thing to want to have a lot of friends and a lot of people around you, but what's the point of standing in a room full of people and 9 out of those 10 people really don't give a shit about you? It doesn't feel good. I would rather be stuck in a room with 3 of my bestest friends that are my ride and die than a room full of people who don't even know one thing about me. So as I get older, I really appreciate having a very, very tight circle, and those are the friendships that I cherish the most. So if you feel like it's hard to make friends, or sometimes it's hard to have that deep connection, just be patient. You haven't met the one yet, and trust me, friendship is like dating. You gotta meet the right person to really be lifelong best friends with. Which room in your new home are you most excited to decorate? Oh my gosh. I have 2 rooms. I'm very excited. Actually, I'll narrow it down to 1. I'm very excited to decorate our master bedroom because it's gonna be very relaxing and airy. I wanted a space where Carlos and I, since we both work from home, I wanted a space where when Carlos and I are done working at the end of the night, we enter our bedroom and it's just light and airy and stress-free, and we can just relax and go to bed. We don't have to think about work or anything work-related. So I'm very excited about the master bedroom. Will Michelle be your maid of honor at your wedding or your other best friend? So I will have both Brooke and Michelle as my maid of honors. How do I say it when 2 people are the maid of honor? But I think the beautiful thing about Brooke and Michelle is they're also pretty close and they know a lot about each other. I just love that everybody in my life is super close. But between Brooke and Michelle, Brooke knows that Michelle is the wedding savvy one and the very organized wedding planner one. So Brooke and Michelle will work great together, and Brooke will definitely let Michelle do everything. So I feel like at the end of the day, Brooke might just nominate Michelle as the maid of honor, but both Brooke and Michelle will be giving maid of honor speeches at my wedding. I think that's really, really important because they both have played such a big part in my life, and so I think it'll work out fine. But at the end of the day, I feel like Michelle will be the dominant one and probably take full control of everything. Do you ever see yourself moving out of California? Carlos and I definitely do not see ourselves moving out of California. We see ourselves living here pretty much until the day we die. If our kids grow up and they decide to go to school out of state, or maybe eventually they meet a significant other, or they decide to be adventurous kids and want to move to another state for a few years, I definitely encourage it because, I grew up in Pennsylvania, and then moving out here and then being able to travel. Traveling has taught me so much about diversity and people from all over the world. I think that traveling, there's not one book in the world that will give you the same amount of emotions and knowledge and lessons about life than traveling. If you ever have a chance to travel, I definitely encourage it. But moving out of state of California, no. I love California. Carlos loves it. It is such a beautiful place to raise kids and live life and love life. Now, I could be a little biased since I do live here, but California is a beautiful place. Every time I travel, and I used to do a lot of traveling for work, every time I traveled, there was really no place like home. And because I grew up in another state my whole life, living here, I see the diversity, and that's what I love. I love being surrounded by so many different types of people that come from so many different types of backgrounds. So I don't see myself or see Carlos and I ever moving outside of California. If anything, we can see ourselves maybe moving in different cities in Southern California, but that's about it. Melody asks, how do you focus on being optimistic at times when it is tough? Love you, Kim. Love you, Melody. I think it's Melody. Melanie? No, it's Melody. Melody Vang. If this is you, please confirm. Thank you so much for your question. I try my best in life to be very optimistic because nothing comes back. Nothing good comes from being negative and being down on yourself or down on a situation. It's definitely normal. It's okay to not be okay, first of all. I feel like everybody should remember that. It's okay to not be okay. We're all human beings. Even the happiest person on YouTube that you watch and the most positive person on social media has their bad days. They're gonna have situations where they're angry, they're sad, they're gonna scream and yell, and just because you don't see that side of somebody doesn't mean that that person doesn't have it. Like, I find that I am very positive in my videos, but I've definitely had days where I can be bitchy and I can be angry and I'm frustrated and I'm stressed and I'm feeling all these emotions because I'm just a human being. Just like you, I feel things as well. But I try my hardest to be optimistic because I realize that every situation that I'm in that is a bad one, nothing good comes from being even more negative about it. When I have a bad day, I just accept that I'm having a bad day. I ask myself, this situation is making me stressed. This situation is bad. Is there anything I can do about it? And if there's nothing I can do about it, I just let it be. I take it as a bad day and tomorrow is a brand new start. I feel like you have to remember that you have 100% control of how you react to things, and you have 100% control of how you feel and your emotions. And sometimes that can be hard when you're just feeling so much. But I try to think about the things that I'm grateful for. I think about the situation. I run the situation through my head and kind of go through the pros and cons and see what I can fix and cannot fix. And at the end of the day, sometimes life happens and shit happens, and you know what? Tomorrow's a new day. Tomorrow's a new start. It's not the end of the world. Everything will be okay. And that's something that I learned living with Carlos. Is I am such a person that freaks out over something. Well, first of all, I make myself worry, but I also freak myself over every little thing. And he is just the type of person where it's like, hey, you know what? Maybe this was supposed to happen. We'll figure it out slowly. Relax, calm down, take a chill pill, we'll figure it out. So that's where Carlos and I balance each other out really nicely, is that when I'm literally at level 10 freaking out, he's down here and he's chill and mellow. So he always is there to make sure that, hey, everything's okay. But I know sometimes it's hard to be optimistic about things, but just know that tomorrow is a brand new day and you will have a fresh start and you are in control of everything in your life. Okay, the last question that we're doing today. What do you love the most about having 4 dogs? By the way, they are so cute. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, what do I love about having 4 dogs? Well, two of our dogs are emotional support animals. They are my emotional support animals, and that's Casper and Riley. They have legal letters from my doctors, and it's been so beneficial. And I didn't know anything about how much an emotional support animal would change my life until I actually got them. And it's because I work from home and because I deal with a lot of the times so much stress, and I've always been somebody even before social media that dealt with stress, and recently, learning that I do have moderate anxiety. They keep me calm, they keep me grounded, and calm and grounded. They basically keep me down here when I don't need to be up here. But they make me relax, and whenever I'm going through something that is chaotic in my life, or I'm stressed about a project, or I'm feeling the stress of working at home, they are there for me, and they both provide me different things. Usually you can have one emotional support animal, and that's usually good enough, but because both Riley and Casper provide 2 different things for me, I'm able to have both. So Casper you will see if you watch my Instagram story, Casper is I would say out of all the 4 dogs, Casper is my best friend. He is really attached to me. He makes me feel safe, very stress-free, very calm with him. And then when we got Riley, he provided something completely opposite for me, which is he gets me out of the house, he gets me going. And for somebody who works at home 24/7, I didn't realize that being snooped up in your house all day really does affect your mental mindset. And it at one point, it kind of got pretty bad. So Riley really provides that for me, provides me encouragement to get out of the house and forget about work and just focus on other things. But they both have really helped me a lot in the time that they've been with me. And then Cooper is our baby. We got Cooper when he was a puppy. So I have this kind of like motherly attachment to Cooper. I try to kind of like shield him from the world and protect him because he can be a little ditzy. And then our old man Rocky is such a smart little guy. He's our pride and joy. And I would say that Cooper and Rocky are Carlos's best friends. They have a really good connection with Carlos. I feel like when it comes to Rocky is all about Carlos, and Cooper splits his love between the both of us. Cooper is also very attached to me because I think like we've raised him since he was a puppy, so he might look at me as his mother figure. So he's always by my side, just like Casper. But I can't choose one thing that I love about my 4 dogs. I love them so much, and thinking about one day not having them in my life makes me very, very freaking emotional. They have honestly saved me, and if you have a dog, then you completely understand. I grew up without a dog, so I completely understand if you don't have a dog and you think I'm crazy and I don't know what I'm talking about. And to you, it might just seem like a dog, but they are not dogs. They're my family. I love them. I don't know what I would do without them. So I can't choose one thing I love about them. I love everything about them. They're amazing. And honestly, if it wasn't for them, I don't think Carlos and I would have worked so hard to try to get a house as fast as possible. So the moment that I see the dogs run in our new backyard, I think I'm gonna just cry my eyes out. Alrighty, friends, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Today was a super chill video. Thank you for taking the time to sit in on this video and I guess learn a little bit about me. I always love doing these type of videos with you guys. It makes me feel relaxed and gives me one day a week where we don't talk about food. We just hang out and get to know each other on a more personal level. Please leave a comment down below and ask me more questions for the next video, and that way you can also enter the giveaway. I can't wait to go through your questions, and I think in the next video I'm gonna tackle deeper questions. So this is your chance to ask me deep questions. The deeper the better. I love getting deep questions because I like being honest and upfront with you guys, so I really don't mind. The deeper the question, the better. But I'll go through the questions, and then in the next video we can tackle other ones. But I love you so much. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Leave a question. I love you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.